America, this is a week that you don't want to miss a single episode. Please tell all of your friends, tape every single episode this week and watch them. We have quite a week in store for you. A few weeks ago on this program, we talked about the Chicago way of doing things. Remember, I had the baseball bat? It's the Chicago way, and how Rahm Emanuel and Obama didn't leave it in Chicago. It's now the American way. They packed it up, brought it to Washington. Washington is already corrupt enough, but the ante has now been raised. The unions are running roughshod and demanding payback on their investment. Those are the words of Andy Stern, not mine. The people are now being ignored. Ethics and values are thrown out the window for anything that suits anybody's purpose. Healthcare votes. Everything's starting to come undone. And this is where it gets frightening, but also a ray of sunshine, possibly. A congressman, a Democratic congressman. His name is Eric Massa. He's from New York. He is the center of some controversy. You might have heard about this. He voted against cap and trade, and that really hacked off top Democrats. Now he's against Obama's health care plan as well. Well, there's been some leaks of some scandals in the press, etc., etc. Here's what Massa said on his radio broadcast yesterday about what happened after he voted against cap and trade. Listen.
But when I voted against the cap and trade bill, the phone rang, and it was the chief of staff to the President of the United States of America, Rahm Emanuel. And he started swearing at me in terms and words that I hadn't heard since that crossing the line ceremony on the USS New Jersey in 1983.
Okay. So instead of discussing it like rational human beings, Emanuel calls up and threatens him. After that, health care. Suddenly, there's a massive ethics investigation happening on this congressman. Massa now has admitted to acting inappropriately, but when I say inappropriately, I don't mean like I was touching little kids. He spoke inappropriately. He's resigned. Just a little while ago, it became effective, just a couple of minutes ago. The Democratic Party are out to destroy this man. I talked to the congressman for about a half an hour today, off the air around noon. I asked him about the crass comments he made at a wedding. While it's not something I would do or condone, it really doesn't seem like the punishment is fitting the crime here. There's a lot of smearing going on. Rahm Emanuel is running around D.C. calling people, in deference to Sarah Palin, the R word. And yet there's not really a problem here. Charlie Rangel doesn't want to pay his taxes, but that's okay. But Massa says a dirty joke, and he's pushed out. There is something going on, and it is really bad. I said, when was it? Back, I think, this fall, that someone on the inside is going to have to fix this system. They're going to have to come out, even if they have been part of the corruption. Remember when I said this? Anybody who stands up in the Beltway against corruption, I want you to hear this. America will stand with you. I believe Republicans, Democrats, and independents, if you stand up inside the Beltway, even if you've been part of the problem in the past, you say, look, I'll take my lumps. If it means I have to go in front of a judge and a jury, I will, but please, I just want out. Let me tell you something. If you help clean up the mess, we'll stand with you. Let me tell you, if you're watching in Washington, now is your opportunity. You know it in your gut. Something is very, very wrong. You see it. Doesn't matter what you've done. Get out and help America clean it up. As long as you're part of the solution, America will stand behind you. You may have to pay for the wrongs of the past, but it is better than the hell you're about to put the country through. The future of the republic is at stake, and that's more important than anything else. After talking to Massa, he gets that. Listen how he describes what's going on in Washington.
I've had union leaders tell me point blank, we are not going to contribute to your campaign unless you vote for this health care bill. Is that or is that not a bribe? At the heart of everything we face in this country today, at the heart of the destruction of our democracy, at the heart of our inability to solve our problems, at the heart of the inability for us to actually pass to the next generation of Americans something greater than we received from our parents, is the incredible corruption of money in politics today.
This is what needs to happen. America is a forgiving place. If you admit you've done wrong, vow to change, stand up against the corrupt nightmare that has become Washington, America will stand behind you. Because we all know it's out of control. And we're all begging for a little bit of hope, a little bit of a solution. Anyone with any bit of honor. Whether you agree with Massa's table manners, or not? Tell me if this isn't true.
It makes me weep when I realize our nation is being destroyed from within. You cannot effectively govern this country without the consent of the governed. The entire nation has said, let's rewrite the health care bill. Let's find what we can agree upon. No, 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 no. We're going to ram this down the throats of the American people, and anyone who stands in the way of doing that is going to be smeared, and they're going to be kicked out of Congress.
I got off my program today on radio, and I called the congressman at home. He was in pretty rough shape today. Everything that he thought he believed in is crashing down around him. I asked him a couple of questions. I said, first of all, why are you resigning? He gave me an answer that truly makes sense. I'm not saying he's, pure as a driven snow. I don't know. I don't know the guy. But this is a moment that will decide the course of this nation, possibly. He's going to be with me for a full hour tomorrow, an exclusive interview. You need to hear the explanations and the stories he told me today. I ask you, if you're a Republican or a Democrat, please listen to him and decide for yourself. Someone needs to expose the game, and Massa is doing it. We will find out for sure tomorrow at 5 p.m. Eastern. All right, why is it so vital right now? Because this system that we have is not going to last. We are at a breaking point. I want to show you some numbers here. Look at our unemployment situation. If you remember right, Obama says the worst is behind us. Really? Let me show you these unemployment numbers. Whoa, look at this. What is the purple line? 2007 to present. This is unemployment declines. Can you give me the whole thing from 1946? Do you have that? I want to give you an idea. Do you have that? We had it. Okay. The Great Depression was down about here, okay, right after World War I. This line, this is, where's George Bush? Yeah, this is George Bush, that evil president. Look at this. Look at this. Now, it's not just jobs. I've been telling you now for, a year? Commercial real estate loans. Well, the Congressional Oversight Panel recently reported $1.4 trillion of loans come due between now and 2014. 50% of these loans are underwater. There are also 3,000 banks with problematic exposure to commercial real estate. What's going to happen? The industry's future prospects could threaten America's weakened financial system. This is good. Why are we hearing about this now? Why has no one talked about this? Remember the stress test? Yeah, the stress test only looked through 2010. This problem kicks in, and they knew it, 2011. Why wouldn't we stress 2011, 2012? Why wouldn't we look there? Because the people in Washington know what's coming. But they've got other work they've got to do. They've got to prepare for the fundamental transformation of America. You are running out of time, America, if you're not getting yourself out of debt and you're not doing the things you have to make yourself and your family strong to weather a storm that is coming. All you have to do to see it is pay attention. Pay attention to Greece and Iceland, because what is happening over there is coming. This is in Iceland. Iceland, when was it? Last summer, their economy subtly turned. Government seized the banks. See if this sounds familiar. The stock market had to be shut down. The currency tanked. Prices on imports went through the roof. They had to close all of the McDonald's. All of the McDonald's. McDonald's had to flee because it cost too much to import the meat in a Big Mac and the cheese. They couldn't sell it. They closed. Here's what happened over the weekend. And this is critical that you understand this. Iceland's now being pressed to repay $5.3 billion to Britain and the Netherlands for debts that was spawned by the collapse of an Icelandic bank, okay? They had money and investments in these banks. The banks collapsed. And now these countries are saying, hey, give us our money back. Well, I know it's passé to use common sense these days, but, I mean, if you're making an investment in something, sometimes they go bad. If you gamble, sometimes you lose. If it sounds too good to be true, it usually is. You bet wrong. That's why we don't bail out banks here. Well, we didn't used to. That's why we let companies fail, or we used to. It's a bummer. I'm sorry about your $5 billion investment that has gone bad, but you took the risk. There's a risk involved. Well, the Icelandic people feel the same way. The president of Iceland held a referendum and said, should we pay back England and the Dutch? It was close. Here are the numbers. A big whopping 93% said no. In the yes category, it was 1.8. So what did the president of Iceland come out and say? Yeah, we'll pay the British and the Dutch back. Wait a minute. Why would you take this referendum? Why would you do that? Why would you ask the people, have them respond this way, and then come back and say, yeah, okay, we'll pay it back anyway?